welcome to my channel. This is actually my very first YouTube video and I am incredibly nervous. If I can just be transparent right away, I have tried to video this exact content so many times now and I don't know how people do this consistently. It is so hard. So I need to just let go and just pull the band-aid off, so to speak, and be myself, because everything I have been doing trying to film this, it just feels so formal and I just can't. So welcome to my channel. If you already follow me on Instagram, you know that I have a lot of content over there. I feel much more comfortable with photos and short form video. If you don't already follow me, I am at joyletters_bujo over there. And regardless, if you could subscribe to this channel, I promise I will figure this out and I would totally love the support. Please let me know what you'd like to see from me down in the comments. I would love ideas for this community over here. Also, before I even start, I just need to point out that I lost a nail yesterday putting Christmas lights up, so we are just going to mind our business and move on. So for my video today, I thought I would go into my 2024 planner and journal lineup, or Techo Kaigi, and I want to show what journals and planners I'm using and what I intend on using them for. So let's get started. So I want to start with this journal here. This is going to be the most important part of my system. This is a Leuchtturm 1917 size B6 plus dot grid hardcover journal. It's in their color Port Red. So this will be my bullet journal. I have been bullet journaling for over 7 years and it is truly the system that works best for my brain. And so I do plan on filming a video going much more into detail about how I bullet journal and sort of what I have taken from the traditional system and sort of made into my own and things like that. But bullet journaling, if you're not familiar, is a all-in-one system. It is meant for future planning, monthly planning, weekly planning, daily planning, all of the planning, but also mindfulness practices like reflections, custom collections, things like that. And so it is truly like an all-in-one system, but I personally have moved some aspects of it into separate journals just because that's what works best for me. So this will be my 2024 bullet journal. I tend to get about 6 months out of a bullet journal, but I have been using size A5 for the last couple of years, and so we'll see if this B6 plus size gets me a full 6 months. It does have, I think, over 200 pages, because it's the classic 80 GSM paper. This has 219 pages. So I think it'll last me 6 months. We'll see. Right now, this bullet journal is blank. I have not set it up yet for the new year, but I intend on making a video where I show the setup and I talk a little bit more about how I use it at the beginning of the year, and I look forward to doing that. As far as bullet journaling goes, this is the planner or journal that I touch every day, multiple times a day. It is never far from me. I take it everywhere with me. I am always writing in it. It's kind of the all-in-one place for any thought to go. So that is the most important part of my 2024 planner system. Okay, so next is my Hobonichi weeks. This is in the color deep navy or navy blue. I can't actually remember what they call it, but it is like a cardboard cover and it has monthly layouts, weekly layouts, and then notes pages. So I use this planner for my weekly reflections and my weekly plan. And I've already actually started this one because the weekly layouts start at the last week of November, so I can actually kind of show you a little bit about how I use it. So I take this out on Sundays, and part of my bullet journaling routine is to do a weekly reflection, which means I open up my bullet journal and I read through the daily logs from this week. And I'm looking for any kind of central theme, you know, what brought me joy this week? What kind of tasks am I getting done quickly? Which ones am I avoiding? Anything that might stand out to me as something that I would want to note for the future. And then I write long form, a reflection, and I have used my Hobonichi Weeks note pages for that. So this is the note section. So I actually already did a weekly reflection from last Sunday, and then I'll be doing one for today. So I write a long form reflection, trying to narrow down kind of anything that I want to move forward for this week. Then this is what the weekly layout looks like. So it has the week on the left and then grid on the right. And I split up the week into 4 sections. And I use this kind of uniquely. I'm not writing things like events down, not really. But it's just a couple of things that I like to plan on Sundays to help me manage my week better. So the 4 sections are my work cycle, the weather for the week, and then what outfits I want to wear for work. And then I usually use this last column for content planning. I obviously did not get around to it last Sunday, but that's okay. This is, real. So I plan out my things for the week. It takes me a long time, especially the outfits. I'm trying to figure out, what's clean, what haven't I worn in a while. I'm trying to arrange it with the weather, things like that. And then from my weekly reflection, usually I have tasks or something like that I can identify for the week. And it might seem a little bit strange for me to write down tasks in this when I only really take this out on Sundays. So I'm not coming back to this day to day to mark them off. But there is something about me getting a list out of my brain on Sundays, which helps me kind of translate that back into my bullet journal for actual productivity use. And then what I have been doing for a long time is using this space here to identify a focus for the week. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it's just a really nice place for me to just put it out into the universe, what I want to focus on for the week. So that is how I've been using my Hobonichi Weeks for all of 2023. I struggle with what to do for my monthly logs because I don't want to just duplicate information, and I write so much down in my bullet journal that there's very little that is left. But I decided that I wanted to do sort of macro content planning on this, especially because I am starting this YouTube channel. I want to kind of plan out my videos, and then if I have any sort of sponsored content for Instagram, I want to be able to get that overview look at that. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do for 2024 is use this for big picture content planning. The other spread that I have never used in my 2023 Hobonichi Weeks was this year at a glance, or this overview spread. And I was ready to not use it at all for 2024. I'm not somebody who is bothered by leaving certain spreads blank in a planner, but I realized that this is a perfect size and spot for me to keep track of my income that I make from my Joy Letters online persona, whatever you want to call that, because I do have an Etsy shop for my calligraphy. I do get affiliate commissions, and then I do have brand partnerships, throughout the year. So one of my intentions for 2024 was to sort of keep better track of my Joy Letters income. That way I could push it a little bit further. And this space is perfect for that because these little spots are so small that the only thing I can even think of to write there is our numbers. So I can't wait to start using this in January. Okay, next is my Hobonichi Hone. This is a brand new planner for me. It is an A6 size. It is their regular Techo, but Hone is a hardcover option for their Techo. And this botanical artwork is so beautiful that I couldn't not get it. So Hobonichi Hone, In this size, it has monthly, like a couple of months per spread overview, has monthly spreads, and then it goes right into daily spreads, and it is dated. So what I am planning on using this for in 2024 is for my long form journaling. I have never been a dated daily journaler before, but I have been journaling daily since October as a way to try it out, and I really enjoy it. I think the small size is going to really work for me because the space isn't so intimidating like maybe for an A5 or things like that. It is going to be hard enough just trying to get an entry in every day, but I am so looking forward to doing it, and this planner is beautiful. For long form journaling, what I mean is kind of what you imagine your Dear Diary journal to be like. It is just stream of consciousness. It's kind of whatever I want to talk about that day. And I don't put a lot of thought into what I want to write. I just usually start off with how the day went and then just kind of go from there. Sometimes I write an entire entry about a new pen that just came in the mail. Sometimes I write an entire entry about something cute that my kid did or my kids did. Sometimes I am complaining about work, or maybe something at work went well. We'll end with a positive. So that is what I use long form journaling for. I don't use my bullet journal for that. I absolutely could, and I have in past years, but my bullet journaling tends to be pretty utilitarian. I definitely write down some notes throughout the day of how I'm feeling. If I am feeling especially anxious, I might write one line, but I don't expand on those thoughts. And so that is what this journal is for. Full transparency, I don't plan on using the monthly logs. I might use it as, I don't know, a highlight or something of the day, or maybe like on one major event of the day. I don't really know. I'm not really pressed about using these pages. I just know I like the idea of having a dated daily journal. And so I'm going to do it for 2024. Okay, last in my stack is my Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook in standard size. Color is camel. This is kind of a every so often planner or journal, and I have 2 inserts in here that I use throughout the year, and I've actually already started them in 2023, but because I don't use them all the time, there's plenty of space to just continue into 2024. So my first insert is my special events insert. It is a memory keeper, and it is only for, special events. I think that's obvious. So vacations, this is the TRC stamp caravan that I went to. I had friends come to visit, stationery store day, things like that. And I will include ephemera, photos, whatever I feel like I want to do. I'm not really a big ephemera person. I tend to be more minimal, but this is a nice way to stretch my creativity in that aspect, and I really enjoy it. I haven't used a whole lot of pages because obviously I'm not doing special events all the time, but it's a really fun insert. My second insert is my long-term collections. In my bullet journal, I have custom collections, but they are often temporary. So anytime there's a collection that exceeds the life of the journal, it is frustrating to me to try to remember which bullet journal a certain collection was in. Like, for example, recipes, or if I am trying to watch all of a series or something and I forget which ones I've seen or how I felt about them. I don't want to go fishing through my bullet journal library. This year, I started this insert because it's just perfect for long-term collections, things that are going to be needing to reference. Obviously, I don't have very many in here. That's the point, really, right? Is to be a little bit picky about what feels like it has longevity for my life. So that is what I am using this insert for. So then the only other thing in here is a craft folder, and it just holds my stickers, really. I have a lot more stickers, obviously, but these are the ones that I like to use for daily journaling. So I do decorate my, I forgot to say that. I do decorate my daily journal entries, not heavily, but you know, I'll put a sticker or two down, washi tape down, and then I'll write around it. So that's, I like to have kind of pieces on hand close by while I journal for that. So that's where I keep these. And that is that. So I don't really get into this very often except for getting stickers out. But it is such a classic part of my system and I really love it. If you've made it this far, I thought I would add in a couple of honorary mentions. These two planners I use only for work. I am a teacher. I teach middle school math. And so I keep my lesson planning in a separate planner. And then this is also a weekly planner, but I leave it at work. So for my lesson planning, I use a Southworth monthly planner. So one thing I have learned about myself as a teacher in the 11 years I've been in this profession is I am a monthly planner for lesson planning. So I only buy a monthly planner. I never have a need for those like traditional, if you're a teacher, you know what I mean, traditional like weekly class by class block layouts. I will never use that. I just need a spot to be able to get an overview of my lessons for the month. And so I write in this in pencil. It's not very neat. I don't try to make it neat. And yeah, this is what I use for lesson planning. I keep it separate so that I can refer to it year to year. You know, I can have the previous year and this year, and I can see what did I do last year for lessons, things like that. This planner, this is a Scribbles That Matter Productive Weeks planner. And it has a spot for your week, priorities, habit tracking, and weekend plans. I just got this, and so I am just going to start integrating it now. I went ahead and filled in the first one so you can see. So I'm excited to have this as something that I leave on my desk at work. I don't plan on taking it home with me, and I will just kind of set it up on a Monday morning. So the things that I find that will be really helpful for me using this is the habit tracking. I think, and I'm speaking to teachers really only, like, you know how hard it is within your day to do those little things that you know you need to do every day, but the day begins and ends before you even realize it. So for me, those are things like attendance, drinking water, making sure I leave at a reasonable time, things like that. I will also be using this for tracking like missing assignments and things for my students, because on the other side of each week is just like plain dot grid. So I will be using that for notes and things that need to stay at work. So that is my full stack. And there's not a whole lot that I'm changing in terms of system for 2024. I have been bullet journaling forever. I have been long form journaling for several years, and I've been using a planner for my weekly reflections and weekly plan for the entire 2023. And then I have had this for special event memory keeping. But new planners always make us happy, and this will be the first year that I am trying daily dated journaling, so that is a little bit new for me. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment below if you have questions or comments about my 2024 lineup, or if you have suggestions for the future of this channel. Thank you so much.